Hi, I'm Lexi, and today I will be discussing my favorite book, City of Bones. Yeah, it's about a girl, obviously, who witnesses a murder at a teenage club. She is with her best friend Simon, and just having a good time until she again witnesses a murder. The fact that she's the only one who can see them. She then finds out that there were three people that were the cause of the murder, and those three people are Isabel, Alec, and Jace. They turn out to be some sort of demon hunting, killing people who are called shadow hunters. They do that obviously for a living, and she then finds out that her mom was one of them, and um, she was one of them herself, but she just thought she wasn't a regular girl. Um, she falls in love with Jace, and that's just. Then later on in the book, they find out they ended up being brother and sister, and that their dad was the bad guy. His name is Valentine. Very annoying. I really dislike him. He's just very obnoxious. And that Alec, which is Jace's god brother, ends up being gay and falls in love with Jace. He was already, but I mean, just a twisted story. Simon is in love with Isabel, and Simon is human, so he really doesn't fit in very well. It's very annoying. I really don't like him either. And then the mom, Joycelyn, ended up gets captured by Valentine, and in able to keep the whole Shadowhunter thing a secret, she paid a warlock to block Clary's memories, so that way she would never remember she was ever a Shadowhunter. And Clary over here is thinking for the past 16 years that her dad was dead, and he ends up being the bad guy. And the guy she's madly in love with turns out being her brother. It's a very twisted story. It's adventurous, it's funny, it's an extremely good book. I mean, I really thank Cassandra Clare for making this book. I mean, and there's a second book, but I obviously am not doing that one because my best friend Vicky is doing that one. And she doesn't have City of Bones, so I had to do this one and City of Glass, which is the third and last and final book. I'm really upset it's the last and final book. In this book, they find Clary isn't allowed to go to, I forgot what the place was called. Anyways, it's the place where Jace was born in and was raised at. She isn't allowed there only because she isn't a full-blooded shadow hunter. She doesn't know the process of anything. She's very, very clumsy, destructive. She doesn't know how to. Can't handle it. She find she finds Jace there, and Jace is wondering why she's there. And she ends up with one of the werewolves named is Luke. He's like practically family because he was with Joycelyn all the way to the beginning. So he's practically family. Um, and they find out that Valentine is like having this generous plan of making an entire army of Shadowhunters and going on war against them and all this stuff. He's a very evil man, obviously, and he and he still has Joycelyn held hostage. So, and the only thing Clary wants to do is free her mom. She ends up freeing her mom, and she's under a spell that she can't wake up, so they think she's either dead or like completely in a coma. And the only reason why she went to that place is because she wanted to fight a warlock that was capable of bringing her mom back. She ends up meeting another guy named Sebastian, which supposedly is the cousin of Alec and Isabel. He ends up not being the cousin and ends up being a spy for Valentine. And they find out where everything what's it called? Valentine had been looking for, and it was to complete his task at defeating in the entire race of Shadowhunters. And that's practically it. Oh, and they find out that Jason and Clary aren't brother and sister. Yeah, very. And that freaking happens all the way at the ending. So like, yeah. And this is the last book, which is completely messed up because it's the last book, and they find out they're not brother and sister. Very upsetting, but it's a really good book, and I truly would recommend it. Yeah, so that's about it. Oh, and if you're looking up for City of Ashes, my friend Vicky, Taylor Swift Girl 101, is making that one. Only because we like split the whole thing. So